welcome along to VSL F1. This is Tier 1, the pinnacle of virtual sim leagues, and we head to the Miami International Autodrome, situated at the Hard Rock Stadium for the Miami Grand Prix, and this is the first sprint race format in VSL history, and we're looking forward to it. My name is Jess Ball, and joining me in the commentary box, as always, we've got my good friend, Mr. Evil Dragon. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing very well, and welcome along. We're here at the lovely Miami International Circuit. More about that later. But Jess, like I said, first sprint race of the season. Well, second for me to commentate on. It's going to be quite fun to see what these drivers can do. It is a very fun format indeed, of course. 10 laps ahead of the drivers, 29 laps afterwards. Of course, that is the sprint and feature race. In terms of the point, it is, of course, the official point scoring for the F1 for the sprint. So that is, I believe, is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then, of course, the standard VSL point scoring system, which Jess will say right now because I forgot it.
I forgot it as well, but it's a usual format that you came to know at VSL, and basically the top 12 score points, and obviously the fastest lap, if you finish inside the top 12, gets 2 bonus points as well. So the first Miami Grand Prix was actually this year, May 2022, and it was home to the Miami Dolphins, and it's the 11th different American venue to host a round of the Formula One World Championship. Of course, we've had Watkins Glen, Long Beach, and Indianapolis. We don't really want to talk about that. And of course, Austin, Texas. I need to actually remember if we're going to Austin, Texas later on in the season. I don't think we are. Maybe next season though. Keep an eye out on that. And there is a quite good elevation changes as well. The main one found between turn 13 and 16. And then we've got some uneven ground between the turn 14 and 15 chicane, which has an uphill approach as well. Turn 1 can be a bit of an issue as well if you don't get it right, especially on those cold tyres, because we arrive pretty quickly. Turn 4 as well. I always get shocked when I arrive in turn 4 because it's just there, and you have to basically get off the throttle a little bit and then go on the throttle again with a mid-corner downshift for those on automatic gears. So interesting facts about that. Obviously not many more facts for that, because there was only one Grand Prix. Fastest lap record, by the way, in the race, 1:31.361, set by Max Verstappen this year. And we are looking forward to it. We're about to get started. One-shot qualifying, and we experienced that in a league on Saturday where we did the exact same format, one-shot qualifying, then sprint race format, and then the full race. It really shook up the order, didn't it?
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, the format being changed is always fun. Of course, remember, like you said, one-shot qualifying. So we go straight into this with absolutely zero things. So there is, I believe, a 2-minute countdown for people to get their setup. So that is something to look out for. If someone doesn't do that, they will be in a bit of trouble. Now, you mentioned, Jess, every United States Grand Prix. Now, there's been, I think, 11 or 10 of them over the years.
11.
11, of course, counting Miami. If I remember, let's have a remember. I know Dallas did it.
Watkins Glen.
So we've got Dallas, Phoenix, Riverside Raceway, Las
America?
Vegas.
Oh God.
Yeah. Now that is a bit right.
Yes, you can't see it at the moment, but I may as well get the screen up right now. One-shot qualifying is pretty wet, so we were expecting times to be around about 1:27 here today for Tier 1. Well, we're throwing that completely out the window because it's raining. And I experienced the wet weather chaos in Miami on Friday, and it was a bit of a nightmare. So let's hope the drivers don't suffer too much, and hopefully it's going to be dry for the race, of course, the sprint race, 10 laps. They don't obviously have to pit in the sprint race. So hopefully the drivers are good little bunnies and don't ready up. That'll be lovely. I think they seem to be doing good so far. But what can you experience from the wet that is different to the dry? Because they've got to take corners very, very differently, especially since the new track on the game. Not many people may have done wet laps around this circuit because it's been only on the game this year.
Yeah, indeed. I'm just looking to see what the race is going to be because I always like to see it. I'm not going to spoil it for all of you, but and Jess, you're not allowed to look either, but I know what the
Oi!
race is going to be and qualifying. So there, I get my little spoilers. But like we said, in terms of circuits, Las Vegas hosted F1 between 1981 and 1982. We go back to other circuits. Dallas, that was in 1984. That was also in the state of Texas. Phoenix hosted it between 89 and 91. Riverside, of course, hosted it in 1960. Las Vegas, 81 and 82. We're coming back next year in 2023 on the same rough location, the area of Caesar's Palace. Detroit between 1982 and 1988. Of course, Sebring back in the late 50s, 1959 for one season. Circuit of the Americas, of course, since 2012, missing, of course, 1 year. And Indianapolis, that raced it a few times between 1950 and 1960, and of course between 2000 and 2007. Long Beach between 76 and 83, and of course Watkins Glen between 1961 and 1980. Miami International Circuit, of course, at the Hard Rock Stadium, also hosting it this year. And well, we'll say it's going to be in a bit of a party atmosphere, but the interesting thing, Jess, that a lot of people keep forgetting is Indianapolis here. Between 1950 and 1960, a lot of people don't remember that because, of course, if you are not so known to F1, that used to be the Indy 500. Of course, Formula One used to have the Indy 500 in its program, a part of its Triple Crown, of course, though they didn't have Le Mans as an F1 race because that would have been a bit silly. But between 1950 and 1960, that was. So that is why, if you look at some of the points, some of the statistics, they do look a little bit weird because one of the youngest winners won the Indy 500, but of course, that doesn't count, but does count to F1 because they've only done like one race. It's a bit confusing in that aspect. Of course, came off after 1960, came back in 2000, of course, round the circuit, which is more familiar, though to be fair, not at all the same as it is nowadays because they have they've changed quite a bit, but nonetheless, it's still a fun circuit. But Miami, completely different place. We're at the well, I would say the Sunshine State, yes, but it's not really sunny.
Yeah, it's not the Sunshine State anymore, Liam, because it's
Liquid Sunshine State. There we go. We'll call it that.
Yeah, I'm going to let you take us through on board a lap around this circuit, and we're going to have the first driver that we see go on board, because otherwise I have to flick through everything, and usually it's the same driver that we go on board with, so that shouldn't be too difficult. And on my screen, here's Scott Bugner. What is yours?
It's Scott Bugner as he comes through the last corner and then down towards turn one. Tricky braking zone down here, especially spot the braking zone on the left just about before the curb. Chuck it into turn one, a little bit wide for Scott then to come through 2 down into 3. And this is the little tricky section right here, very easy. He's retired already. He is out of qualifying for some reason. So we'll go to Tony, who is currently going through turn 4 and 5, I believe it is. Keep it to the wall here, use as much curb, which is keep these curves are pretty flat. Then this is the one you can run a little bit wide on. You want to take as wide as a line, almost all the way off the track, then cut it in on the inside. Miss the apex a little bit, that's not going to matter too much. Get the power down on the exit. And this is all just about now spotting your braking zone down here. It's a lot of winding left and right, right, then left. And then you keep going left, you'll start opening the steering up around about now to take it all the way to the right before you break down under the flyover sign into the back area of this circuit. Long left into a very tightening right here as you come through, and then all of a sudden it tightens back to the next left before there's a chicane underneath the motorway. Up over the curve on the right and then back to the left onto what is a slightly different section to what it is in real life. Now this section's a lot tighter than it is in real life. A little bit tank slappy on the exit, but of course does open up right here, so if you want to make overtakings, here is an opportunity to do it. Tony lost a lot of time there coming out of that corner as he comes down to the real last overtaking opportunity on this circuit, down into the last real corner on this circuit as well. But be careful of these left and right at the end because they can still snatch you out a little bit, especially in the wet conditions. Tony then goes up to P4, but it's Flexi, not on pole because it's Finley. I was about to say Flexi was on pole, but I said it, and now he's not.
Finley got it at the last second, Liam. He got it at the last second, and the reason why Scott Bugner retired is he's got a quali ban due to he had some incident last week. Harry B also got a quali ban due to him basically having a damaged front wing and not pitting straight away. So that's why he's got a quality bank. So he got disqualified from the race and 5 penalty points. But yeah, if you want to see the reports, by the way, check our Discord. Anyway, we've got Finley from Flexi, Iceman in 3rd, Tony 4th, Matter in 5th, Hyper 6th, Kieran in 7th, Jinx in 8th, Yarham 9th, Hayden in 10th. Then we got Casper, TL44, who's back reserving tonight. Great to see. Shane, Slenderman, J-Luke, Harry B, Scott Bugner and Cam. We're missing 2 drivers, I believe. So they may get a penalty for not showing to the race. Tut tut, naughty people. And I'm communicating with online services, which is a bit worrying, but hopefully that gets fixed for the race. Oh, it's not just me. It's not just me. That's good. PSN has been having. Oh.
Have you died, Jess?
Online services error. Failed to connect to online services.
Mine's just loading. Now.
Oh, I think mine's fine. Oh, no, it's not.
Okay, so we've got an issue.
I'm still in the session, apparently, but it's taken a while. So, we may have to do some radio commentary until we get it sorted out, or it may just be PSM being an absolute idiot. But anyway...
Oh dear. It's a bit soggy, Jess.
It's a bit soggy again for the sprint race, but they have 2 minutes again, so we may as well go through the standings. I am okay now. Luckily. Hopefully, touch wood. I'm going to touch wood, because otherwise it's not going to work. Anyway... Go through your standings. Now, Slenderman won the race last week in Bahrain, but it's not him that leading the championship. It's Kieran, Mr. Consistent, on 35 points to Matter's 33 points. So them consistently being in decent points in both races has helped him there. Charlie Harris in 3rd, well, joint 3rd with Slenderman. In 5th is Harry B with 20. Then we got Iceman on 19. In 6th place, Flexi 7th on 18. Scott Bugner in 8th. On 16, Cam in 9th on 16 as well as Tony with 16. 11th we got TL44 on 10, J-Luke on 6, Foxy Red on 5, I think he's the one missing tonight. I'll need to check if he's a no-show or not. Finley on 5, Jinx on 2, Shane on 2, Pete on 1. I believe he joined midway through the session, so hopefully he'll be back for the sprint race. And we got Casper, Timo, Yarham, Hayden Rogers, Hyper, Dara, and AFC yet to score. The AFC is reserved, so he'll be called in due course. And the constructors look as follows, Liam. 43 points are Mercedes. Mercedes had a lot of better race compared to round 1. Actually top of the championship in both tiers, which is great to see. So a massive well done to both all 4 drivers actually in both tiers for doing that. Red Bull in 2nd on 41. Haas in 3rd on 36. Williams in 4th on 35. 5th is Alpine with 34. McLaren in 6th with 30. AlphaTauri in 7th on 21. Aston Martin in 8th on 12. We got Ferrari on 2 points in 9th. And in last place with the wooden spoon at the moment, with 0 points yet to score, is Alfa Romeo. So those are your standings for as of, last week in Bahrain. So still wide open. Don't forget, it's still quite a long season. 16 rounds compared to the 12 that we saw last season as well. And don't forget, of course, Miami is not the first sprint race of the season. Our next one will be at Silverstone at round number 7. So plenty of stuff to keep our teeth into. And then obviously we got a sprint race round number 15 in Brazil. I'll need to check. I think Formation Lap is on in this league. I always get confused on which league has Formation Lap on or off. But I think this one has it on, so we could go through the tyres. Luckily, all the drivers have been good boys in both the one shot and in the pre-interlude before the sprint race. So nobody's going to get any penalty points or second penalties for running up too early. So good job, guys. They're not being naughty engines, which is great to see. And I can see the countdown, so we should all be good. It is raining. Well, I think it's going to be intermediate tyres by the looks of things. It is intermediate tyres then. So, well, the question is, I had it similar in my race that I did around actually Kota as well, not far from Miami. It was a sprint race. It started off 4 wets, then it went to inters, and then it went to 2 dries, but it wasn't enough for dry tyres anyway, so we stayed out. But we had to obviously pit, because otherwise it would be too slow on the wets. But this is going to be the interesting thing. Will it dry up in time to go on to slicks, or will it be enough to stay on inters for the entire race? Because if it's enough for the entire race, Liam, they don't have to pit. That's the whole point of the sprint race.
Yeah, indeed, it definitely looks well. I mean, it definitely, though, the sun coming out behind him, it definitely could dry, but in 10 laps, it will be a pretty, interesting thing to see. If we get a safety car later in the race, of course, I mean, as long as it comes out before the end of lap 6, we will be all good for that to happen. So if it does and is drying, we might see someone on the slick tyres. But Finley got pole by somewhat 69/100ths of a second from Flexi. Iceman in 3rd, Tony in 4th, then comes Matter in 5th. Behind him is Hyper, then comes Kibbo, then we've got Mr. Yinks ahead of Yaham, Aiden down in 10th. Yaham's really hoping finally to get this season off to run. He really has not had a good first couple of moments this season. Then comes Aiden Casper, then comes TL44 Shane in 13th, Slender all the way down in 14th, J Luke all the way down in 15th. Then comes the Haas pair of, oh, talking of J Luke, he's in the wall. Now what's happened there? No, never mind then. Harry and Scott. Then comes Mr. New Zealand Cam at the back. Knighton lines up last. So Scott Bugner, who retired, did be fair, ended up qualifying ahead of 2 people. Now, if I remember, you're not really meant to do that. You're meant to retire straight away, but I guess he did the first corner. 2 behind him, of course, made a mistake and dropped it. And that's the end of that. Up front, though, leaders all the way got to the grid yet. And that's going to be a long, long wait for them.
Yep, it is. You don't really want to be clearing the field away too early in a formation lap. But don't forget, they'll be doing the formation lap themselves on this game. And we got a few disqualifications. Let's see how many disqualifications we can get now. We got 1, 2, 3. I think those are the last ones we're going to see. I might be wrong.
Not yet.
Come on, Pete. Get your grid spot right.
Nope.
There we go. Pete's got it right. Liam, I'll hand it to you for the first time tonight for the start.
Yeah, 5 red lights ahead of the drivers. Everything's going mad on there. People have got a drive-through penalty. Are underway. They're 2 drive-through penalties. 3 drive-through penalties off the start. Iceman has jumped the start there. 3 wide in the middle. They've collided there straight away. 3 wide in the middle. Iceman, a sandwich in between them there. Bit of contact. Finley always spinning around. Yellow flags at the background. 1, 2 cars going wide. It looks like yellow flags galore is up the inside there, trying to go Finley into the SS. It can't quite do
contact!
it. But
A big pile up!
and there has been a pile-up, and who's that involved? It's Scott Bugner involved. It looks like we've got 1 or 2 others. Safety car has been deployed. Hyper involved in this one as well. He's getting out of the way, trying to go slowly, but drama already at the start of this race. I got distracted there because it was like my controller started beeping at me on the start. I've never had that one happen for me, so I'm going to have a look in the options.
Did it go like beep, 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 beep?
Yes, it did. I've never had that happen for me. Where is it? Right, hang on.
It's happened to me before on this game, and all I did was restart it and it fixed, hopefully. But on my end, luckily, it's absolutely fine. So that's all we need to worry about. But it's going to be interesting. So, safety car in a sprint race. Well, it just proves that safety cars could happen in sprint races. So the question is, well, they don't have to pit, so they will be staying out, but will there be people near the back going on maybe fresh tyres potentially as well? We've got people to serve their drive-thrus, but they can't serve their drive-thrus until the end of the safety car period. You're not allowed to pit under safety car for drive-thrus. The only time you're allowed to pit for a penalty is stock goes,
yeah,
which you can't do in real life, actually. So it's a bit unrealistic, but hey-ho. But there you go. On this game, you can pit for stock goes in a safety car. So if you do have a 5 second stock go, if I were you, I would pit. So Slenderman's in, Hyper's in. Obviously Scott's in for damage. I think of quite a few people that got damage as well. So they've got fresh tyres, and hopefully they won't be involved in some sort of contact earlier on as well. And with only 8 drivers scoring points in this race, this can make or break a championship. The championship can come down at the end of it to 1 or 2 points. And Johan has just left the session. Johan wasn't even... Oh, yeah, Johan's disconnected. Okay. So his race has already gone from bad to worse. Let's hope he comes back before the end of the safety car, because otherwise he's a bit buggered. But yeah, as I was saying, this gives more pressure for the likes of Shane, J-Luke, Harry B and Tony, who are used to being in the points-paying positions. Actually, they need to work a bit harder to get into the points-paying position for this race, because only the top 8 can get points.
Yeah, well, and Tony's pretty much might as well be out of this race already, nearly, Jess. He has got a drive-through penalty as well. It looks like it's Iceman and Matter. Let's have a little check to make sure I am correct on that one. But I'm pretty certain they do have...
Yeah, Iceman got one of them.
Yeah, all 3 of them drive-through penalties that have got penalties then. So, uncharacteristic for Matter there to jump the start. I haven't really seen it too much. Johan's luckily got back in. Now, safety cars should be in at the end of next lap, so we'll have then 7 laps of running. This is all going to help, especially if the weather is continuing to come the way we believe it might be, but I think it's still going to be wet intermediate tyres throughout the rest of this race. But Flexi done the one thing he needed to do, is get off the line correctly. And tell me, he said to me, don't curse him this afternoon, don't do anything, just don't look
at
him. He is leading this race, so unfortunately, Flexi, I've got to look at you. So if you drop it now, this isn't my fault. Iceman in second, Finley in third. He's going to be hoping to get ahead of Iceman pretty quickly, I'd imagine. Then comes Matter in fourth. He's got that drive through as well, so he's going to be sitting in a kind of an awkward situation. Kibbo down in fifth. He'll be one of those drivers who presumably would imagine that Matt might not make it as difficult. He has got penalty. Meanwhile, what's happened down the back? We've got Aiden in the pit lane for a new nose. So something's happened down there for poor old Aiden. He's stopped already, I believe, hasn't he not?
Yeah, he already stopped for damage.
Unless, Jess, well, I can only imagine, maybe, did he change his wing and widget? If he didn't, then that sounds like it would have just been a, it's happened to me, of
might
course.
be he grazed the wall in the pit lane, which I've done on many occasions, and he almost did it there. So, do not hit the wall again, Hayden, otherwise you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So hopefully safety car should be in. It is. The rain is easing a little bit, and as Liam was saying, the sun is coming down just a little bit more. So, the drivers may have to think about pitting towards the end, but the question is, will it be enough for the slick tyres? So they got to use their gut feeling, because I've been in this situation before in many occasions. Some of those times have gone well, where I made the right decision and it's paid off for me. But there's many occasions in changeable conditions where I've made the wrong decision, like last week in a Miami race, and it did not pay off, and I lost quite a few positions. Not a lot, but quite a few positions that I could have been fighting for third or whatever. But there you go. Sometimes, as Cam has had a bit of a moment.
He spun it.
He spun it. No damage. No damage from the AlphaTauri car. Hopefully, safety car should be in this lap. Yes, yeah. It is in this lap. So we'll follow Flexi then as he tries to get the field closer together. Watch out for Iceman, Matter and Tony, who have drive-throughs. But for Finley, he's got to get off the line correctly. Kieran as well. Kieran, your championship leader. He hasn't won a race this season. However, he is looking to add one to his collection so he can solidify his championship lead. But Liam, take it away.
Yeah, indeed. Well, here we go. That, and I think immediately Flexi's gone for it then. So away he goes, a little bit squirmy on the throttle as in comes Finley into the pit lane. So that's Iceman into the pit lane straight away as all those people there serving their drive-through penalties at the first opportunity. Kieran up to fourth. Yellow flags down the back. Who's that going off? Potentially someone off. We've got an Aston Martin off the road there, and that is Shane, who's dropped at the last corner. Past goes Nathan as they all squirm their way through. Then turn 3, 4 and 5. Down they come then. Looks pretty good though for Flexi. Already a second lead. He comes through then on to 6, 7 and 8. Long right hand and more yellow flags and more problem. That's Hyper now. Looks like he's had an issue at turn number 4. So another one of those drivers having issue, and another one behind. Looks like they're slowing. I think is that Cam, who's also had an issue there at turn number 3. It is. So Cam having another issue. So these tricky conditions, catching the drivers out. Flexi up front leaves this race. He comes down into turn 11 and 12. And well, he's got a look behind. He's got Finley a second behind him. And then behind him, we've got the 2 Red Bull racing cars of Mr. Kibbo and Mr. Casper, who are running line astern right now. Championship leader and former champion up together. Then comes Mr. Yarham, who's finally, Jess, got some momentum in this race. Finally going in the right direction, and finally, hopefully, trying to make a move. Let's see if he can down towards the last corner. Well, the last real corner on this circuit. A bit too far back, I reckon, to take a lunge, but closing up with the air race. He's burning a lot of it. He might get a little pot shot into the last turn if he wants to. Indeed, he thinks about it, but decides against it at the last opportunity. So let's back into the slipstream and let's see if he can do anything on the exit. No, he can't. Bit of lag popping up there for Casper. Flexi, fast lap of this race yet again. We are now on lap 5, coming on to lap 6. It is now coming towards Mr. Mercedes driver, who, like I said, hopes for a good result. Didn't have a good result in the last couple of races. Really struggled. I say that, lost the rear end a little bit. So does Finley, so does Kieran, so does Casper. They're all struggling out there. Just absolutely no grip.
Yeah, I found that quite similarly when I did a race in last Friday around Miami. You just lose so much momentum. You struggle on the corners as well. I absolutely struggled in the wet conditions, and when it started to dry up, I was fine. As Casper has been let through by Kieran, I think that was deliberate. I think that was team orders.
He's going to have to cover inside. Yarham's going to try and go around the outside, and Casper not helping his teammate. Here comes the Alfa Romeo, then late braking around the outside.
Wow.
Hasn't got the pace there, but he might have the line into the next corner. Better be brave to hold it around the outside there, and Kieran thinks better of it. Backs out. He's the championship leader. Meanwhile, Yarham hasn't scored a single point so far this season. No point fighting him. I'd say right now, Yarham can take a few points. He might try and get him back down here if you got the momentum. You can see struggling on the rear end, but it looks like Yarham for once this race. I mean, I did say this, Jess, but for the last couple of races, if he doesn't make mistakes, he is one of the quickest drivers. However, he does keep making mistakes, and those are really characteristically costing him in this championship, because he's scored 0 points in the first race, he's scored 0 points in the second race. In the third race here in the sprint, he is on for some points. Got Buckner, meanwhile, has overtaken TL44 on the back end of the straight. But like I said, Yarham on the move now, up to 4th. Let's see if he can go for 3rd, maybe 2nd and 1st. Might be off the card, but definitely 3rd. Meanwhile, Knight is off this race. He's dropped it at the last corner. That might be a safety car. It is a full call safety car, 2nd of this afternoon. And this is exactly what I said could happen and will very much dictate this race. 2 safety cars, Jess, in the space of, 6 laps, and we've only got a 10-lap sprint. Safety car will be in on lap 8.
Imagine if there is this amount of safety cars in the actual race. Oh my goodness. We've already had 2 in a sprint race, but it is tricky conditions at the end of the day, so not really too surprised. But that's going to hurt Flexi a little bit, because Flexi had a 2.2 second lead, and now it's going to drop quite significantly. Now Cam has gone for something quite bold here.
That's brave. That
is very brave. He's gone for soft tyres, despite his penalty. Not what I would have gone for, but he thinks it's going to dry up before the end of the safety car. But I have seen tracks where there's some times where it's damp and then it dries up quickly, but there's some tracks where it just stays damp for most of it. So if Cam gets this wrong, I'm going to feel so bad. Or maybe he's doing it on purpose so he can start last in the next race, because he wants. I think he even said to me in the chat that he wants to start last in every race this season, because he has a bit more fun that way rather than starting near the front, because he usually gets better results because the only way is up. Kieran is in the pits. Now, is he also going for soft tyres? He is going for soft tyres. He's also going for the gamble. That's
very brave.
Now, I don't. Well, I am not the strategist around here. So's J-Luke. J-Luke's on soft as well. There's a lot of people at the back going for soft, so I might be wrong. I think it's not dry enough, but the drivers can, or it might be just taking a gamble there. But in my opinion, I don't think it's dry enough. But we will have to wait and see. There's certain parts that are drying up, but we will see. Kieran's going to be the leader on those soft tyres, so we'll find out there. Everyone from 1st to 11th is on inters. Now, I can't wait to see how this race is going to develop with people on a mixture of tyres, because I don't know if it's going to... I still don't think it's going to dry up. But
yeah, Cam's back in the pits. So, maybe has he gone off somewhere? He was very deep at the last corner.
So, is he going on inters again?
It's another set of softs.
Hards?
I think is that a hard tyre?
No, it's soft. It's soft.
Yeah, it is another set of softs. Yeah, he did. I thought he went off at the last corner. He did go off at the last corner. So, so he's dropped it. So that does show it is pretty wet still, but it is drying. And the longer this safety car stays out, the better it's going to be. It will not be in until the end of lap 8. That is at the that's it as earliest it could be it now. We'll find out in 3, 2, 1, and the answer to that is no.
Because Cam needs to catch up, Liam.
Yeah, Cam will need to catch up, of course. So we will have 8, 9, 10. So yeah, 3 laps to go at the end of this race. Flexi is going to have it all to do yet again. And what do you do right now then? Do you try and risk it if you're someone else in the top current positions? Do you try and make a pit stop, or do you stay out and just go, I'm going to stick to my guns here because I don't think we're going to get catched by these drivers? Even if the tyres go off, they've got to go overtake, 11 people, and they're all staying out, I think, so far. Looking down the order, yep, they are staying out. In comes Matter into the pit lane, so he's another one who thinks for you know what, a set of soft tyres for boot, that might help me. Scott Bugner has just, what's going on here between him and Slender?
Oh, Delta glitch. Delta glitch. I experienced, I think, 1 or 2 times where literally you slow down and it doesn't do anything.
Second time penalty to Slenderman for ignoring.
Illegal over. So not Delta glitch then. It's illegal overtake.
Well, that's weird, Jeslo, because Slender was in 7th anyway, but so
it might be reviewed by the stewards. Then they may have a think and be like, right, it wasn't an illegal overtake, and he can get that removed from the sprint race, but that won't affect his position in the sprint race. It will only affect the amount of points he gets from that sprint race, I believe, but I might be wrong. So
Scott, I don't know what Scott's doing here. He keeps pulling up alongside Slender.
You're gonna get a penalty if you're not careful.
It's a risky strategy to pull up alongside someone. I mean, he's fair enough to do it, because you can do it. In fact, you can't do it in real life, actually. You are not allowed to. He's overtaken. Oh, he missed to overtake him there. Cam has retired from the session. Now, as that's in the pit lane. So he's finished.
I wonder if it's on purpose.
I reckon now he's retired in the pit lane. I think he knows right now there's no point fighting for anything. I think he's chose the wrong strategy. But Scott having himself a little bit of fun right now with Slender.
It's drying up a little bit on some bits of the track. You can see a dry patch evolving on some parts of the circuit, but you can see the spray on Flexi's car.
Yeah, it's there, but it's not as much. Safety car in this lap, so Flexi leads from Finley, Casper, then Yarham, then Jinx, Harry, Slender, then comes Scott Bugner. The 2 Hasses surrounding the Mercedes driver. They could work together really well if they wanted to. Behind them, TL, then comes Aiden Kibbo, then comes J-Luke Shane Matter, who's really, I think, the one who's lost a lot out of this one, because he was sitting in 6th, 7th position. Now he's all the way down in 14th. If it does work, he'll look a hero. If it doesn't, he'll look like 0. Meanwhile, up front, talking of heroes, we are underway then, and it's Flexi who leads the way onto lap number 9 of 10. So we've got 2 laps to go in this race, and Flexi will hold the line down into turn 1. Is anyone having a look up the inside or outside in turn 1? Well, off the road, talking of people making mistakes, there is Scott Bugner. Off the road, he might come back on the circuit right in the front path of Aiden. He might have a look, and off goes Jinx into the wall. Jinx out.
Oh,
is he out of this race? He's not out of this race, but certainly Aiden is though. He's dropped it out of this race, so there is trouble for Aiden. There's problems there already up front. Flexi leads this race. They're all struggling with grip right now. Here's Casper. Is he having a look on the inside of Finley on the exit of the corner? But more problems down the back as they're all bunching up there. As there's a car off the road. That is J-Luke battling with Jinx as they go wide off the road. Goes Iceman at the back of the field. He's dropped in and out of this race. There's some problems there, and there's big issues down there up front. Flexi leads this race. Casper into 2nd position. Finley now down to 3rd. 4th there for Yarm. Still trying to make a move then on the Honda-powered Toro Rosso car. There, he can't quite do it on the brakes as Shane and Jinx still go battle over the curbs on a few of them there. As you can see, Harry B holding up a little bit there for Slenderman, as he just can't make the move there as he come on to the last lap of this race. I tell you what, Flexi has taken the bat and he's absolutely struck it well here. He is flying at the beginning of this race. 1.5 seconds the lead. Casper in 2nd. Up the inside there comes the Mercedes, and that there of Slenderman. He's going to try and squirm on the exit, and he'll get ahead of Harry B. Harry's not going to be able to fire that one back very easily unless he tries to take an audacious dive from here down into turn 1, which we've seen before. No, I think he'll think better of it right there as he full of it, decided against it. Meanwhile, further down the field, Kieran, and we've got that battle between the soft tyre runners for the, well, not for points, because only the top 8 will score points this afternoon, so
Kieran's lost 5 seconds. Kieran's lost 5 seconds to the intermediate runners. So that clearly suggests that pitting the soft it wasn't the best idea. I had a feeling it wasn't the best idea, and at least I got the strategy right on that one. But we'll see. What could Senderman do on the back of Yarham now? He's got no DRS because obviously it's disabled in these type of conditions. So he's going to get the slipstream as well. We've got Yarham that's harvesting a little bit. So that's advantage Slenderman then. What way is he going to look? What way is he going to look? Is he going to look left or right? Leave much space as you can, lads. Good respect from two of the drivers so far. But I think Yarham closes the door as we go into the crest coming up soon, which is a difficult part of the circuit. And I think obviously Senderman stays behind for now. But is he going to get a launch up the inside into the back straight? So we'll see. He's going to be using the ERS now. Slenderman's hardly got any. So we'll see. We'll watch Flexi soon as he comes toward the final few corners. Yarham, I think, has got Slenderman covered. Or will Slenderman get it? Slenderman's going to try and go up the left-hand side. But let's see if he can do it. But meanwhile, we got Flexi up to the line as well as he finishes this race. And he wins in Miami, the sprint race. And he'll be starting the full race at pole position.
Yeah, so it has just become dry as the last corner. Look at this between these two, then the Ferrari and the Red Bull trying to squirm at it. The Ferrari's just about to get him. Is it? Yes, he is. Just about going to get him. Kieran was on the outside. The road has gone Shen. He's had contact with Tony at the last corner. Tony, respectively, who says, I'll let you through, waits up. That's very fair play there. And Shane Weave says thank you for that one. So, bit of a mistake, but they let each other through. But Flexi, first win of this afternoon. Casper in second. I tell you what, Lo, another lap or two earlier, and that dry patch could have came down. They could have got on those slick tyres. They didn't get on those slick tyres. And no points for them. Scott Bugner gets the driver of the day for the sprint. I'll have to say my driver of the day, Lo, for this sprint will be Mr. Flexi. First win of this afternoon, and that, of course, is lovely. 8 points for the sprint race. Remember, a total of 32 points, I think. Is it 32? Is it 36? Is it 32? Let's see the amount of points you can score in a sprint weekend. So there's some points you could score. I don't know how many there is, but Casper in second, Finley in third.
Where did it go? Where did standings go?
Well, I've got them. You don't, but I do.
It just went. Okay, I'll let you go through it quickly, sorry.
Right, Scott Bugner is in sixth, then Slender, TL, and Jinx, Kai, J-Luke, Matter, Hyper, Shane, Tony, McTony Face, Icy, then Adam, Cammy Boy, and then Mr. Knighton has been, well, not knighted, he's been unknighted in this afternoon's race. Had a horrible mistake for him, didn't have much fun at all, but there is that. Remember, another 2-minute wait for everyone, so we can just have a little bit of a breather ourselves before, of course, a nice dry session, Jess.
I think we are all relieved after that one, and I thought that Cam went into the pits because he's starting last. Well, he's done that. I thought he would actually be going for it in the sprint race. That's why I questioned it a little bit, but he wants to start last in the main race. I thought Cam would have taken advantage and got points in the sprint race, but maybe not. But I have to say, great job from Flexi that race, because Flexi looked like he was controlled throughout the entirety of that. And obviously Finley started pole. He got caught out by the people who had drive-throughs, and they allowed Flexi to get the run down in towards turn number 1, which was great to see. Some big contact from quite a few drivers. Obviously Hayden retiring, Pete retiring as well. Scott Bugner came from the back of the grid to finish near the points. Now, he started near the back of the grid due to his quali ban. He was near the back of the grid with the first safety car. So, to be fair, Scott did very, very well, all things considered. Hopefully he didn't get involved in too many incidents, hopefully. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Now, obviously, this will be the first time we get to see the drivers on a set of the slick tyres for this evening's proceedings. It's going to be 50% race now. So, it's normal race, normal proceedings. And the recommended strategy, according to my notes, is medium to hard. So, you'll start on the mediums, go on it for around 12-13 laps, and you pit onto the hards afterwards. Or quite a few people could try for the alternate strategy and do hard to mediums. Some people may be brave and do soft to hard. You can do it, but it probably won't work. But if there's a late early safety car, the minimum you could pit is around about lap 7. So if there's a safety car in between lap 7 onwards, then you can pit for hards and it will get to the end of the race quite comfortably. As I can hear some drilling in my background, so if you can hear drilling, well, I think the stream can because it's not noise cancelling, but on Discord it is, so that's why Liam can't hear it. But anyway, we are about to get underway. It looks like they're following the rules again for the readying up. We were a bit worried before the stream that, oh no, since the sprint weekend people won't follow it, but they are following the rules, so fair play to them. And I should have put a timer up.
Well, I'm going to say, Jess, about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No. Okay, it's not worked right yet. Never mind.
It was last week.
That was roughly 2 minutes, so they can stop probably right now if they want to. But they're not going to. They're going to make me wait. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2. No.
Elephants.
No. Okay, they don't like me anymore. That's been 2 minutes, guys. You can ready up. There's been 2 minutes. We're going to start penalising you for every second over. That's 2 minutes so far over. Naughty boys. You can ready up. I say, I'm pretty certain. If anyone wants to ready up right now, that'd be nice. Like, right about now. You can ready up. Right now. No.
Liam's a bit impatient now.
Right about now. No. They don't want to ready. Jess, they don't want to ready up. I don't like me.
They're probably on a break. There we go.
They do like me. See, they just wanted me to have all the doubt and feel all sad because, oh, we're not going to start the race. No, then they start the race at the Hard Rock Stadium, of course, here in Miami. Now nice and, well, now it's the sun. Well, it's the sun, let's say the sunny, cloudy state. There is a bit of cloud. It's, I think there's no chance of rain in this race, though. But good to see, looking at Jamie. He says, I love how the engineer says there are a crossover, but the softs were nowhere near the pace, by the way. Yeah, that's true. The soft tyres had no pace compared to those things, because hard to medium, because lap 60 to 23, the two-stop medium, soft, because the hard compound tyre is a very good race tyre. Especially if, like I said in the last couple of races, it'll take a few laps for the biting, but as soon as it bites, you'll be flying, you'll be underway, and you'll be loving life. Right there, but of course, in terms of who is on what, I wouldn't be surprised to see everyone on the mediums, apart from 1 or 2 or 3 of them.
I could go through for you, Liam.
I'm going to go for it this time. So
all right.
Alright, so we've got Flexi on the mediums, we've got Casper on the mediums. The first set of hards, and the Finley's got those hards on right there in third. Then we've got Yaham and Lena. We've got Harry, Scott, Lenda, TL on the mediums. Jinx has got a hard on in 9th. Kieran's got those mediums on. J. Lou's got a hard on in 11th. Double set of mediums for Matter and Hyper. Then another set of hards for Mr. Shane. Then we've got Tony Ice on the mediums. Aiden's got a hard on as well as Cam. He's got a hard on. And then Knighton at the back, he's got those mediums on. So a few have got a medium on. A couple have got a hards on. All we can tell them, none of them got the softs on. So no one's going for a little bit of a soft strategy. But a lot of them going nice and hard this afternoon. They do not want to be going short. They want to be extending their hards as long as they possibly can. And those mediums are going to be durable as much as they are. But the hards, like I said, those white hards are going to be a little bit more durable. They said they can take them all the way to around about lap 16, 17, 18 if you can stretch them a little bit further. And of course, those softs only last 8 laps. So it's going to be a stretch. If we do get a safety car late on in this race, the set of softs could be an option. But like I said, it is unideal. Flexi though, second time, he's going to have to get a good start. There we go. Well, it had to happen eventually, Jess, didn't it, for Flexi? He had to get a good, and he's dropped it. There we go. Flexi, there's your first. There's a warning shot from me. Don't do it again.
Well, I'm surprised that it only took till now to get your first commentator's curse of the stream. So there we go. It took us way earlier than that last stream, if you remember, in Bahrain. But I think Flexi's going to hate you, by the way, in the chat later. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So we'll wait for, well, Dara's just joined a little bit too late. He's going to get a penalty for not showing up until late. So there we go. We got a few to score. What has happened to the Ferrari there? That was very, very weird. But at least he's on his grid stop for now. And for the second time this evening, let's get the 5 red lights on.
Yep. 3, 4, 5 red lights, look, but never stare, because we are in this feature race and we are on the way. Then has Casper got a good start? He has got a good start, but not a very good start. Finley's really bogged down the middle field. Everyone's got away low in towards turn 1, apart from the 2-3 that have gone off at turn 1. Oh, there's all sorts of mayhem in turn 1. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What is going on in the background? There's mayhem. Absolute mayhem at turn 1. This Knighton looks like he's involved in that one. We've got Cam involved. We've got Aiden, looks like he's got involved in that. About 4 or 5 cars involved off the road there. We've got an Alpine off the road there. As there's all sorts of Ferrari involved in this one. Yellow flags at the background. There is Mata off the road as well. Up front there, I think the top guys have got away pretty nice. Well, the top 2 have got away very nicely. That is Flexi. He's got away, but here it's Casper then straight on the attack. Is he going to go for a dive then up the inside in towards turn number 10? Let's see, into 11. Late braking up the inside. Must be careful. Here's Flex, he's going to be alongside him. We'll have the line then into this corner, but let's see if the Red Bull can try and go around the outside. No, he can't. Further down the field, we've got these guys all battling. Mata is out of this race, and we've got Mata really out of this race. Off goes Flexi, the race leader out of this race. My goodness, off goes Casper. There's multiple cars off the road. What has happened here? In this race, we've got the top 2 out. And dear, oh dear, I mean, safety car's been deployed, the rules spinning. What on earth has just happened here? We've got a major issue here. Finley leads this race, they've all of a sudden slowing. Harry B suddenly just slammed on the brakes. As, oh my goodness, got bunged there in a horrible accident. And that's got to be a red flag, lad. This is, this is horrendous. This is the worst start I've seen in a motor race in all of my life. What on earth has just happened there? That was horrendous. What are they doing at the back? They're all spinning in the walls. And this has to be a red flag. I think this has got to be a red flag. There is absolute lag everywhere. There is lag everywhere.
Yeah, that's weird. I think I'll need to check about a lobby restart. What? Harry's out as well. I'm a bit confused. I will need to check with the admins on that one. I literally don't know what's going on.
Well, this is absolutely, what's happened? Oh.
Well, it's ended on my screen. Okay, that strongly suggests that it's a lobby restart then. Because everyone's retired.
Red flag.
Red flag, okay, at least have we got the confirmation?
Yes. Well, I mean, the game's ended for us, so I'm going to say yes, Jess, it's a red flag. There we go, well, race over, lads. There, well, well done for the stream. I have no idea.
Right, who has won? I know it's not going to count, but who has won?
Who has won this race? Finley has won.
And someone just said you are a legend in the Tier 1 chat.
Saying I'm a legend. Wow. So, bit of an issue, it seems. Looks like we got to have a lobby restart, which is an issue. But, I mean, I've no idea what on earth just happened there. But there you go, we got Finley, wins this race. I guess. I don't know if it's over on their screen, but it is on our screen. So, there it is. So, 18 minutes. So, that's very, very weird. I've never seen that in all of my life. It's, that's odd. That's really odd. I don't know what's happened there. I can't do anything, so I've got to quit the application to get it loading again.
So have I. I've got to quit the application now as well.
But it seems, Jess, for the first time in a long time that I can remember, we have had a full-on red flag here in VSL for an incident. Only one car finishes that race, by the way. Well done to Finley by being the... Well, actually, let's do code people. There's oh, there we go. It's finished. There we go. It's gone back to the menu without me having to restart. Right. I have no idea what I've just seen right there, but that's going to go down in my little record book for the most weirdest start of a race I've ever seen of all of my life. Oh dear.
I think the game might have put the drivers in the wrong place, and then we got Dara joining as well. Sorry, I'm a bit baffled as why we're having this restart. Maybe it's position. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Jess, you look at it. I mean, the game physically ended. No one left. It just ended. So interesting. I mean, I'm the only one in here right now, so there we go. I am the only driver here. We are getting ready to go for another session though, so that's probably why. But was that a major desync, I guess?
Yeah, we'll find out at some point. But there we go. As Red Matt has put in the chat, rip. Yeah, a big rip. Massive shout out to Red Matt, by the way, in the chat. Hope he's well at the moment. He's mainly on PC at the moment. We do miss you on PlayStation. Come back. But anyway, I think everyone is in the session apart from you. So are you in? Okay, you just put spectate. Brilliant. So we'll need to double check the rules. I will get the rule book up regarding restarts and what tyres they should be on. And we should know the rule book because, you know, not going to say too much about why we should. But we're commentators. We have to know the rule book. So, I will. That's probably the weirdest thing. I'll need to search the rule book for lobby restart. Well, it doesn't say about lobby restart in the rules.
I guess yes, because I mean, you remember it is a free choice of tyres. Historically, it was a wet thing, so I guess more likely we will have just anyone be able to go on anything. They probably will go on the same rough tyres. This is going to be an interesting one. We'll all find this out when we get going, but I can only imagine what I said is presumably true. But what I said, by the way, is a factual description of events. No need to speculate on this one. Finley won that race in my eyes, so he gets 25 bonus points. He was the only driver to finish, apparently, according to my screen. So there we go. So he won. There it is. But we'll get ready to go in a few minutes for the second start after
I know why they're having a
interesting
restart.
incident.
Audio bug, I think, has affected a lot of the drivers. Not just one driver, but a lot of the drivers.
So audio bugs, glitches. This game is very well made, I would say. It's beautiful.
I'm not saying much.
I will say a lot. I can say as much as I like. I would say it's a beautiful game. Internally, though, it's not very good. Externally, if you look at it from a distance, it's very good. When you're playing online, it does have these issues. They will get it fixed, hopefully. But slight issue right now is it's not fixed. That's a slight issue. It's been crashing a lot. It's been having issues up and down.
Positions were wrong as well.
Positions were wrong. Lots and lots of issues. But yeah.
Whilst we're here, actually, Tier 2's going on at the moment, so we can update you on what's going on in Tier 2 at the moment. Because oh god, it's a safety car in Tier 2 at the moment, and it's full wets and on the cusp being into right now. And it's Kev that's leading that race for Dave in second. There we go. And good old Yuri in third. So those are your top three in Tier 2. You can check that out at the same time as us and have both of those streams simultaneously. Alfie is your commentator for that one. So that was a quick update on what's happening in the Tier 2 land. I can't invite you, Dara, because I don't have you as a friend. You need to add Matthew as a friend in order to be invited on this game. So, yeah, because I can't invite people if they don't have me as a friend, even if I search them, which is odd.
Hang on, I got that.
Thank you.
I'm pretty certain I have got powers that others do not, because I am on the reliable PS4, and there we see I've got the invite sent away, and there we go. I am PS4 users. They have some usage shares. I mean, mine might be a pile of donkey explosions.
It can't.
But
yours can't stream though. Mine can.
Yes, mine is having a slow fire on the floor. There's issues all over it, but I can invite people. So yeah.
Oh, he's in. Okay, so the lobby host.
Thank me.
So the lobby host will be sorting out the grid. I will need to check the settings if formation lap is on. Formation lap is off, according to the admin team. So there we go. So that's going to be interesting, to say the least, because we want to get underway quickly. I was going to be doing some practice for another league later on, but it doesn't look like I'm going to have time for that today, which is annoying.
Well, I guess, Jess, finally, I think this is the first time ever we'll ever say this. We're going to be doing a very long race. We're going to be here until best 21:45. So I hope you got all your popcorn and all your ready, snacks. If you have any questions, don't forget you can put them in the chat and we'll give them a nice little answer as well. So if you are wanting to do that during the race, we very much will appreciate and read it. And of course, we've got a few of them in there. Of course, Red Matt saying a lot of things, saying he loves my hard stuff. Interesting there from Matt. There, I mean, he likes what he likes, I guess. But there we go. But like I said, though, lobby restart. Said Aidan Rogers. Audio glitch for everyone. Also, positions were wrong, like you said earlier. But yeah. For us, we didn't know that, and that was a that's going to go down on my show reel one day for weirdest starts ever. But, Jess, we're going to get this race underway in 20 seconds, of course, without a formation up, so we'll be going straight into it.
2-minute rule, don't forget.
Yes, plus the 2-minute rule. So they're going to be rating 6 minutes total this afternoon for us. I mean, I don't want them to rate any longer. I want them to be going right now, because I want to get this race underway.
Yeah, because I've got work early tomorrow morning as well, so I think so do you. So,
yes.
Yeah. But anyway.
Get up in the morning.
What?
We have to get up in the morning. All these people, they don't have to go. Well, they do. Well, they might get up in the morning. I don't know what they do in the mornings, but we do.
Oh, it's 1 minute. It's 1 minute. This 1 minute rule, because obviously it's past 9. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for telling. I'm glad it's 1 minute instead of 2 minutes, because otherwise we'll be waiting a long time. So I'm actually going to get a timer up on my thingy. No, I don't want 5 minutes. I want 1 minute. Come on. There you go. So I will reset it and start it once we load into the lobby, and then we can time the 1 minute, and then we could be good to go. So. We'll get your predictions in, guys. Who do you think in the chat is going to win this race? And I think... I really don't know. I think Casper is going to win this race. And there's still drilling going on in the background. Very annoying. But what do you think, Liam? As I start the minute timer.
I'm going to guess might win the minute's over. But... So you don't have to say when it's over, but I'm going to guess it. But let's see. It's going to be interesting in this race. You got Flexi. He's going out for a win this afternoon again. I mean, he had a good start until the game decided to implode. So did Casper as well, but then all mayhem happened. Like I said, there was a lot of incidents, and then all of a sudden the game decided to disintegrate around us. The earth shattered. A giant black hole formed in all the circuit, and everyone got sucked into the vortex, and they never came back. But here we are in an alternative universe where we are back racing again. And, well, according to my brain memory, we've got around about 20 seconds until we go. But, like I said, the top guys are going to have a lot of things to look forward to. Look out for the back guys as well. Kieran, he's going to have to hope for a good race. We're going to see where Cam can come into this one as well. And my guess is in around about 5, 4...
Nope.
3,
nope.
2,
nope.
1. See, that's when my brain
4,
says
3,
is when it's
2,
done.
1. Minutes
so
up.
Now, they don't want to start. See, they don't like us. See, I said earlier, Jess, my 2 minutes was correct, and they didn't ready up. And see, we're waiting. We're still waiting. So we're going over. I mean, this is now what 20, 30 seconds over.
Well,
so
to be fair, PS4 loading time.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it would have loaded by now.
Very true. Very true. Oh, go on, guys. Come on. We've got places to be. Come on. They're being too good. To be fair, they're being too good. They don't want to get a penalty. And there we go. There we go.
They listen to my message. Want to start? Not really of these tie attempts. Says Cam. He's got a tie cold, but let me see. We get ready to go into 15 minutes time. Of course, here at the Hard Rock Stadium. Of course, 19 corners on this circuit, of which are 1, 2,
3 DRS zones.
3. How many? There's quite a few rights and quite a few lefts. We'll say that much. I can't remember off the top of my head how many.
7 to the right, 12 to the left. But anyway, Liam, let's go.
3, 4, 5 red lights for the third time this afternoon. Look, but never stand because we're on the way then again. Flexi gets a good start. What about Casper? Bit squirming on him. We're going to come along again. There's 5, 6, 7 cars off. These are the worst start I've seen again in all of my commentary career. And again for the second time, safety car deployed to mayhem. Utter mayhem. And there you are, who, oh, what rotten luck. The safety car right at the back. Iceman has a penalty, and I'm not surprised we might have another restart because look, there's 10 of them all in sorts of trouble again, Jason. What on earth has happened in this race? So far, Johan, for the third week running, has had an issue, and now we have got that little telemetry bug. Everyone's slowing because they've all got issues at the back. And what utter catastrophe this afternoon.
Well, it looks like someone lost it on Harry and Harry was out, so there will be investigation. But with the cold tyres, they've got to learn to keep it steady before turn 1. They can't push the same as they usually would, especially if you're on those hard compounder tyres. And
we've got a major telemetry glitch down the back, Jess. Look at them all. They're all trying to get themselves sorted.
Is it desync?
It's a well, I don't think it's a desync. I think they've got themselves back going now, finally.
Right, they're all good. Wait, have they all got drive-throughs? Tony's got... Oh, no, Tony. Tony's got another drive-through. J-Luke and Hyper got 5 seconds. Iceman's got 10 seconds. Well, it looks like we're going to be keeping going. They're going to have to learn to deal with it, unfortunately. And, yeah, that was another weird start as Casper's dropped it and in the pits. But he wants to get... I'm in...
New nose.
New nose. So I wonder if he made contact with the wall somewhere. And yeah, he's dropped way down. Jaden's got a 5-second penalty for speeding a bit. Oh my goodness, the streams are going to be so busy for Tier 1 yet again. And Timo is in the Tier 1 chat. He's probably glad to be missing this race tonight. I think he's back next week though, I believe. Timo, if you're actually watching the stream, welcome along. But he's probably not after hearing what just happened in the chat. 3 people are in the pits. Iceman is in as well, so is Hyper. I believe Iceman serving is one of his 5-second penalties. And, right, I just want to put in a word of warning to the Tier 1 drivers because if they are listening, please keep it clean after the safety car. There's been so many incidents tonight. Just keep it clean. Please, just don't get involved in anything too drastic. If we don't want any more issues. Thank you very much.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, this has really changed the complex of this race. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them in trouble. 2 out of this race. Harry B and Yahab already out of this race. Yahab really not having much fun this season. He has scored 0 points in the first race, 0 points in the second. You normally think third time's a charm? No, it's not. 0 points in the third. But to be fair, though, third time was a charm almost for him because he
got in the sprint. He got points in the sprint. To be fair.
But the fourth time, not so lucky for him. The fourth attempt, not good. But like I said, absolute carnage at the beginning of this race, and that's really just going to change the this entire race. And it's a shame, but Flexi leads this race. Finley in second, Scott in third. He's had a good start. TL in fourth, Kieran in fifth, Matter in sixth. Then comes Slender. He's in seventh. Down the back, we've got more issues. That's someone coming in the pit lane. It's J-Luke in to serve his 5-second stop-go penalty for a set of hard tyres. As well, Iceman, presumably he might come in for his 5-second stop-go penalty and set a hards on as well.
That's why he's on soft. That's why he's on soft lane, yeah, because why not? You don't want to waste hard tyres early on, so he'll get his penalty sorted out of the way. And I wonder how he got that penalty to begin with. That is what I like to know at the end of the day. But we will see. Who has gained the most off that restart? Probably not a lot because of what happened. Matter and Shane have gained the most, up 6. Dara up 8. Don't forget he didn't even race in the sprint race, so he started dead last. and he's already up 8 positions, so fair play. Cam up 5, so he had a better start in this race. Hayden up 3, Pete up 4, Kieran up 5 as well, TL44 up 4, Scott Bugner up to 3rd. Despite the fact that he was in the back in one-shot qualifying, don't forget, due to his qualifying, but he's up to 3rd. He's reminding me of a certain Lewis Hamilton, Liam.
Yeah, indeed, he's a very good driver, but like I said, he's had a few issues. He's got that quali ban from last event for some shenanigans. But let's see, he's getting some head down. He gets on with it. He very much could be a dark horse this afternoon. Safety car is not going to be in this lap because you are waiting for Iceman, who is melted at the back. So safety car comes in at the end of next lap on lap number 4. But if you are just joining us wondering what's happened, I thought this had been over by now or midway through the race. Well, you're unfortunately unlucky day for not joining us earlier because, well, so far Harry and Yarham's at this race after an issue.
Harry's annoyed.
Yes, Harry's not very happy, but that happens. I mean, you're all racing drivers, we're all league racers, and frustrations come and go. We all do it. I mean, I'm sure, Jess, you are no stranger to being frustrated when things don't go your way either.
Yes, I've had frustrations many a time, but I always take it to heart quite a lot, so I can understand how Harry B and Yarham are feeling as J-Luke.
That's a mistake for J-Luke. He's running to the back of. Who's he running to the back of?
Or did he just hit the wall? He might have just hit the wall.
Because he's got a 5-second time penalty again. Now he's got no front wing.
Can you double check the instance in the race director?
I have a little look for you. No is the answer. It won't let me. Oh, there we go. Now it does. The game decided to lag when I did that. Let's have a look. View lap times. Can I have a look at the penalties who he's for? No. Incidents. There we go. So J-Luke collision with Shane. 5-second time penalty.
Oh, right. It was Shane. Okay.
He's had no, like 3 5-second time penalty. So Shane. Where's Shane in all
Shane in 8. He got away with it somehow.
So Shane's up in 8. J-Luke's down there. So how's J-Luke managed to get up that high? That's weird.
Do you think? Hopefully not.
There. He wasn't up there early. He was right down the back because he just stopped to get a new nose. So how that's happened,
There's some weird things happening in this race, Liam. Probably the weirdest commentary I've ever done.
So far of your life.
So far, yeah.
J-Luke, Iceman's dropped it as well now. Come on, guys, get back going. Their safety car wants to come in soon enough. If you longer you stay out, I mean, if you want to have the safety car stay out longer, and well, they've had enough of them. They say, well, I'm coming
someone else is off. Oh, J-Luke again.
Yeah, I think he's waited up, get out of the way because he's got no front wing, Jess, so that's probably why.
Yeah, fair enough.
Up front, flexing, he's going to have to do it all again, and he's going to be hoping for more fun as they all weave each other through, and Finley over to the back of Flexi, and these two getting a little bit close for comfort right there, but had himself back going for the last corner, and Flexi's going to immediately drop it here, and away he goes straight away, and that's a very good restart for Flexi. Gets away, saying that Finley gets a terrible restart. Up the inside comes Scott Bugner, and I've seen cars come across here before the start line, and they go alongside each other right there down into turn 1 up the inside. Goes Scott Bugner on Finley further down the field. Tony in the pit lane straight away as a few cars. That's
Tony's
Hyper
having his drive for him.
Yeah, Hyper is having issues. He's ghosted down the back. A few cars make up position. We've got Cam down 1 or 2, but Flexi leads this race as he comes through in towards the middle sector from Scott Bugner. Then comes Finley. A little bit wide for him. Jinx there battling with Shane as off the road goes Casper. He's dropped it at turn number 7, I believe.
And Pete as well. And Pete, he's got no front wing.
Pete as well after this circuit. He's beast on the curb, Jess. He might have to do a reset. He's trying to get going. He does finally get going.
There we go. Thank goodness he got going. Oh, Scott Bugner has gone for the lead, but Flexi's going back. Contact, a little bit of contact there as we head towards the elevation change of the crest coming up. So Scott Bugner now leads this race. Flexi in second, Finley third, and TL44 in fourth. Cam tries to go up the inside of Hayden, then into that crest.
Flexi's going to burn all his ERS jets. See if he can come back. He's probably going to be frustrated. There was a bit of contact right there. It looked like Scott, a bit of argy-bargy, but he's got the line. He's got the pace ahead of him. I thought for a second we might see Flexi try and make a lunge up the inside in turn 1. Yellow flag is there as I think Casper off into the wall. So he's really not had a good start of this race. But Flexi, but he was leading this race from the beginning. All of a sudden, Scott Bugner has come alive. He he didn't win the first race of this season. That was the other driver, I think, wasn't it?
I'll need to double check. I can't remember who won the first race.
It was a Haas. Was it Scott or was it Charlie? It was Charlie.
Oh, it was Charlie. Yeah, it was Charlie because I don't think Scott attended the first race. There we go.
Scott leading the third lap, so he's got the start he wants to do.
Technically the fourth.
Yeah, technically the fourth, but we'll say the third. Might as well because it is technically together. Flexi burning some ERS meanwhile, trying to close back up as he wants this position back. He wants this when he knows he's got the pace in this afternoon's race.
Dara on Shane. Dara just got the move on Shane, and also TL44 got the move on Finley. So both McLarens gaining massive positions in this race so
Shane
far.
Back up the inside though, Jess. So Shane's had enough of it. He's gone back up the inside. Got a bit deep. These two are going to rob wheels if they're not careful on the exit. That's going to result in a spin if you're not careful. Shane backs off. Bit of a tank slapper there, and he goes a little bit wide off the road. Does Dara as well. Pick himself up a little bit of a warning for that one. I think he got away without any too much harm, but a lot of issues, a lot of drama so far in this race. Up front though, Flexi. And Scott Bugner. Scott Bugner really got a good start. Meanwhile, looking up the inside, Finley for a second thought about a move up the inside there of TL, but instead gets a big snap of opposite lock on the exit, and there's any opportunity coming back through right there. Gone Scott Bugner, first up of this race. Further down, Slenderman having a look on Matter down towards turn number 1. That's an opportunity to dive up the inside if I was Jeep. And he's alongside, now he's ahead up the inside he comes. That was a relatively easy manoeuvre there for Matt to drop down a position. Slenderman up into 6th position right now, helping that Mercedes team as Tony gets a fast lap of this race. Up front though, still Scott leads by some 6/10 of a second. Remember, if you want to overtake, you've got to be within about 4/10 down here. Remember, DRS not as powerful as it was in previous games. So if you want to make an overtake, you really got to get on with it quickly. Burn some ERS and try and close up as much as you can, because if you drop out a second, it's going to be difficult to come back into it.
Yep, it is, and I have to say, I agree that the DRS are a lot harder around this track more than anything. And saying that, Kieran's just got past Finley there, up into 4th place. And Jinx and Matt are going side by side there into the Vietnam corner, as I like to call it, because it kind of reminds me of Hanoi, that piece of the track. But there we go, Matt are making strides up to 7th place at the moment. And see if he can chase down Slenderman, 4th, 6th position. It's going to be a huge DRS train coming up then. 4/10 is the magic number. Will Slenderman get into that 4/10? He's not quite within that 4/10, but here we go, Kieran up the inside of TL44 into the hairpin, as Kieran is up into 3rd on a podium. And if he could keep this up, well, he could be either extending or pretty much closing up that championship lead, as Iceman gets past. Well, to be fair, Iceman's starting near the back due to his 10-second penalty. Then he got it cleared. Now he's up to 11th. So his pace looking pretty decent around here. But behind him, we've got Cam and Hayden side by side into turn 1 and 2. And Cam made that stick there, so he stayed in 12th position. And then we got his teammate Finley chasing down TL44 heading towards turn 7.
Yeah, Flexi, meanwhile, he's really a little bit closer right now. He's in about 5/10 of a second. Is he going to think about using and burning some ERS down here? No, he's not. So you can tell he's trying to be a bit conservative, trying to push on a little bit back towards Scott Bugner and see if he can go through some graining phase in his tyre. Scott Lowe, he's doing okay so far. He's leading this race. So it's Flexi. Those two have got a big gap then. Talking of fat people who are having a good race and aren't having a good race, poor old Knighton. I reckon he might be out of this race, Jess. As he comes into the pit lane. It'd be a shame if he is, but I feel for him.
I feel for him. I wonder if he's going to retire or is he going to keep going. He is going to keep going. Fair play, but Flexi, could he challenge for the lead here? He's a few attempts back. He's going to be brave if he can make it work with the hairpin. Nope, he does not. But I think he could go for the move to turn 1. Meanwhile, Jinx gets past Matter. Oh no, Scott shot it! Scott shot it!
And there we go, straight up position there, a mistake for Scott Bugner, but Scott Bugner with some ERS, eager to think about a move straight back into turn number 1. No, he's not. That is exactly what Flexi needed in this race to try and pressurize him. And oh dear, there's a car off there, and that is poor old Knighton, who's, well, he's got damage on the floor there. He's having absolutely torrid luck in this race. That is some floor damage if I've ever seen it, because he struck. There, he's spun straight away. Safety car has been deployed. I think was that a virtual safety
debris,
car?
I think, Liam.
Safety car. Has he lost the front wing, though? Has he? He hasn't lost the front wing, so a full course safety car there has been deployed.
Let's check if it's not VSC.
It's a full course safety car.
Yeah, okay, I do see it's a full course safety car. We've had so many safety cars this afternoon.
A safety car's going to win this race, Jets, in my opinion. That's one of me.
I think the winner. Yeah, I think the winner is got to be the safety car. So yeah.
And my driver of the day, in my opinion. We've got 20
the
laps
safety
to go.
car is my driver of the day. I'm only kidding, of course. But
no, it's going to be my driver of the day.
But I did say at the beginning of the feature race, if a safety car came after lap 8, they could pit onto the hard tyres if they started on the mediums. So
it's a no-brainer. They'll be in.
So yeah, if you're on the mediums, your strategy is pretty much helped you. You could get a free pit stop. I wouldn't want to be the ones on the hards, because pretty much, unless there's another safety car, you're screwed.
I can say that, Jess, but the chance of a safety car around here is pretty high, let's be honest. We've seen a lot of issues. Jinx is staying out on those hards. Darrow is on a set of mediums. He stopped earlier on. So you'll have to stop one more time. So there's an opportunity for softs. Shane, meanwhile, he's currently in third on a set of hards, as well as his teammate Aiden in fourth. Then comes Flexi. He's already up there in fifth. So he's going to be back into this race. Scott Bugner in sixth. Kieran in seventh. Tony staying out on those set of medium tyres. Matter as Slender, Iceman, Finley, Hyper, Cam, Casper, J-Luke and Knighton, who is a lap down out of this race. They're all going to be driving around on a new set of tyres. A free stop, by the way, as for J-Luke. I wonder if he's got damage as well. Casper on a set of medium tyres, so he's going to have to stop one more time. He was on a set of hards. I think he's gone for a new nose. So this has really been a topsy-turvy motor race. I have no idea where it's going to finish. Though I can definitely say this has been one of the most chaotic, weirdest, and a little bit controversial here and then with the issue of this game, as it happens, but it's a real awkward situation. I mean, I want to be critical on this game. I want to give it its chance, because it is still, I say it's relatively new. It's been out nearly, a month and a bit now, so it's been out a bit. We've still got these issues. I mean, the likes of Gran Turismo, which has major issues still online. F1's got major issues. All these games have got issues.
ACC, DDoS, iRacing with the grass.
I mean, what is going on with racing games? I mean, iRacing and the likes of the original set, of course, and the likes of R Factor, yeah, they can be excused. They have been out a long time now. In fact, I think since, but nearly a decade for some of them. So I guess
more than a decade for iRacing, Liam.
Yeah, I think it was 2007. I think that came out.
I think so, or it might be before that. But
it was a long time ago. I'll say that much. It came out.
And you got it recently, Liam.
Yeah, I got it recently. Yeah, in fact,
on a pad.
Yes, I'm on a pad. Yes. Now, don't berate me in the comments. I'm playing iRacing, a game which is specifically very known to be a will user game. Though to be fair, though, to it, it does have a pad option. So I mean, I guess. I mean, if it has a pad option, then I guess I can use the pad. So there we go. So don't at me on that one. I mean, you could at me if you want and complain. I mean, written below Liam New Media if you want to complain at me about why I'm using a pad. And do let me know all the issues. I will happily. I mean, I do have a wheel. I do have a G29. It doesn't work very. I mean, it did work, and then I played a ACC race, and it suddenly went full lock left, and it was basically like driving an Indy car. For the entire race, so I had to hold it slightly lopsidedly. It hurt. It does work a lot slightly better, but I'm not trusting it, because I will use it. It will suddenly fly me into an oncoming barrier, and I will die the most painful death. But nonetheless on me on my iRacing exploits. We've got a safety car. We've got 17 drivers. We've got a Ferrari at the front. We've got a Ferrari at the back. We've got a McLaren at the front. We've got a McLaren in the mid. We've got 2 Aston Martins lying as third, and we have got 11 laps done, and half of it's been under safety car, Jess.
Yes, which has not been ideal, not gonna lie. So we'll see if the safety car comes in this lap. And I'd like to say thank you guys for your patience in today's motor race. We do appreciate, we really do appreciate your support with that as well. And we'll see. The light is off. Yep, safety car is in this lap. We have 3 drivers that retired, 17 drivers that are willing to keep going. So Jinx, who has yet to stop, what can he do to try and keep his position for a while? And I think Pete got the overtake glitch. That's why he had some issues. So about 4 drivers yet to stop. And a few people will have to pit again, obviously. So here comes Jinx. He's going late. He's going very late. He's going around about now. And he's been caught napping. He's been caught napping.
See, Jess, this is the crying little bit of a point thing there. He's trying to make it 3-1. He wants to be careful here. He's in between the Aston Martins, and this is not where he wants to be, because he could get himself very caught out here, and he's been driving so well. He wants to be careful, and he's alongside the Aston Martin. He's still there. They've hit each other. They have touched. They have touched there, Jess. I think Flexi would have gone away over there with Scott Bugner there, forcing his way through up the inside. That was brave for him. Gets past the Aston Martin. So does Kieran there. Get past the Aston Martin. He's still trying to fight back. They almost touch again. But here is Flexi trying to make the position straight at the beginning of this race. Got one. Almost got the pair of them, to be fair, at the start of this. Couldn't quite do it, as the Aston Martins were rather being a little bit of a nuisance. Benjamin Simon said, you're not going to do that. As meanwhile, Shane, that's going to be squeezed up by Flexi, by Kieran. No point trying to come back up the inside. Right there, Jinx there. Contact with Darren on his own pile up. Pile up. There's all sorts of mayhem. Here to get. Oh, God, this is catastrophic. Oh, what on earth is this game? Oh, this is what on earth is this? Oh, this is the worst thing I've seen. They're decent completely. Darren is on top of Jinx. Oh, my God. What on earth is this? Well, they're inside. They can't see each other. But
that was weird. Oh my God.
Oh, what is this game? This is just terrible.
I thought you were going to say absolutely diabolical.
This is absolutely diabolical. There's a car in the wall. It's Knighton. There's Iceman. There's contact away. What is going on in this race? Jinx leads this race now from 8.
Oh my God.
This is just, what is going on here, guys? Come on. Have a moment. Have a breather. Have a breath. I need a breath. There's cars in the wall. There's cars everywhere. We might not get another safety car. Cam's in the pit lane. Kieran's had issues. Iceman's out of this race. This has been the most chaotic race I've seen in all of my life. I think Flexi's got damaged. Darren's up there in 4th. This championship's been blown wide open.
Tony's out. Oh my God.
Tony's out of this race. That might be another safety car, Jess. It is another safety car. And I'm getting a little bit frustrated right now. This game is really boiling my blood today. It is having issues. I mentioned it earlier. I'll give it a try. It's become a point where I'm getting a little bit ranted on this thing.
I can tell, Liam.
This is now the 3rd time it's had an issue this race. I don't know if it's a server issue. It could be. PSN's had some issues, but PSN's been fine all day for me. The game's just having a bit of a moment. I'm going to cry.
It might be just the EA servers, Liam. And by the way, if you're in the safety car right now, want to know what happened to the Ferrari and who was it, the McLaren? Just rewind. Actually, don't rewind if you don't want to see it. But yeah. I don't even know what to say, to be honest with you.
Got Jinx in the pit lane as well. Dara in the pit lane. This is going to be talked about. Shane in the pit lane. He's got a 5-second time penalty. This has been one of the most chaotic, dramatic, very frustrating race. Aiden leads
a lot of reports.
He slows down just about. Scott Bugner just about gets out of the way. The safety car almost caught them out there. But we're on that 14. We're halfway through this race. There's still about one more. There might be another safety car or two around this as well. This has been absolutely diabolical, this game. Absolutely diabolical. I'm sorry. I mean, I thought 2021 we've had enough of seeing these things. I thought 2020 we might have got these desync issues. And
2020 was alright.
2020 was okay. 2020 didn't have too many. 2021 came along. It was absolutely catastrophic. This game seems to have just carried on with it. The servers are terrible. There's been issues, there's ding things, we've had everyone leave. The server ended randomly earlier on. It has just been absolutely carnage. Like I said, I normally try and keep a nice, calm tempo.
So am I.
But I'm getting a little bit frustrated here. We're on that 14 of 29. We've been going now for nearly an hour. We've had 2 restarts. We should have really had a third, really, with the amount of drama we've had in this race. Well, to be fair, if I was calling it right now, I'd give it a red flag. But this is why I'm not the owner of this league, and Matt is. And Matt, so far, where is Matt?
6th. So he's not. He's doing really
good. Okay, you know what?
Don't jinx him. Don't jinx him.
He's in 6th. Like I said, there is a decent somewhere on this field. I don't know where it is exactly. But it was a McLaren and a Ferrari. Now I think was that Jinx or Finley together? But this is just poor from the game. Absolutely poor.
Oh, is it desync again?
I don't think so. I don't think there's been a desync right now, but I won't put it past it right now. I think they've got themselves back going.
We apologise for the technical difficulties, and I'm still actually quite surprised that you guys are still watching. So, thank you all for your patience at the moment. But yes, I think Tony doesn't want to race unless the game's fixed, pretty much. That's what he said.
I wouldn't blame him. I do not, Jess. I wouldn't blame him at this point. I'll be honest. Codemasters are going to get a nice name from me and some other commentators, beginning with G and has an M in it. If you know, you know.
Yeah, we all know. We all know.
But this is just terrible right now. But we might have a race to go. We still have a race to go, where there is still chance of a race. We've got 15 drivers, Shane. We might not have 15 drivers if you're not careful.
Wait, Hayden's leading on my screen.
Yeah, he's not pitted.
All right, okay.
All right, it's not decent. He's just not pitted, Jazz. He hasn't pitted on the hard tyres. I mean, you know what? With this race, the race is aim to go. You get another one. He might have got a set of soft tyres, you know, to the end. Yeah. That's 15 of 29. We've still got 40, 50. No, we've got 15 laps to go nearly. We've still got half this race to go, so half the race gone. Still half of it to go. Some have got a 4 stop, some have got a 3, some have got a 2, some have got a 1 stop. Jake saying he lost the rear before the chicane, so that's the one he's just come through right there. Because that's what we saw earlier on. Cam saying he's having fun upside down face and the shooty gun. Yeah.
He's 14th at the moment, but don't forget, top 12 can score points. He's still in this. He's on 4-lap mediums. Safety car's in.
In the wall again, so we might have 13 drivers in this race. We might have 14 drivers in this race.
I was going to say, do your maths, Liam.
I can't do anything right now, Jess. Aiden leads this race. All I can do is talk. I can do that very well. Aiden through the last corner. Behind him, Scott Buckner will hopefully try and get a good start if he can, but we are back under racing here today, and Flexi will very much love to see if he can try and get that position as soon as he can. And I beg, guys, please don't have an incident this afternoon as we come down towards turn 1 for the safe time under a safety car restart. Everyone into turn 1, they all got them together this time away. Yes, they have all got themselves together through turn 1 and 2 as they come down towards the air section. Aiden leads this race out behind him, Scott Butler. I'm surprised, surprisingly will stay behind and keep put. Oh, not very much keep put because he's lost the rear end. Around he goes nearly, and he comes back on circuit, loses 1 and 2 positions now behind Casper. You know what? Casper's come back into this race, hasn't he? He's having a good time. Here he comes back on Flexi. He's going to try and get that position. This is for the net race lead, I believe. Plus he comes. Casper on the second stop. He's on the set of me. Odds for Flexi. If I was Flexi, I'd be probably saying I'll let you go temporarily. But look at the inside. Brave for Scott Buckner, and that almost any contact. And Scott taking the old dive bomb there on the inside. Didn't quite get it stopped. Well, he just about got it stopped right there without having contact and having more drama in this race. We don't need any more incidents this afternoon. TL is in 5th, Matter in 6th, Hyper from Finley, Jinx from Slender, J-Luke, then comes Dara, then comes Cam. Dara then might try to get J-Luke up the inside there. McLaren versus Ferrari. Now leads the 2 that with desync. I don't think so, not because they're pulling out and overtaking each other. But Casper there up the inside, thinking again is Scott Bugner into the last couple of corners. Meanwhile, Kieran down in 14's had no luck. Darrow has got past J-Luke at the end of that one, but J-Luke fights back, and those two go side by side down towards the last corner, and it's Darrow then trying to go around the outside. Might try to do the old switcheroo up to the inside then. Takes the inside line into turn one, times up the inside, late braking. Gets the job done just about as J-Luke tried to have an overtake on the outside, loses the rear end. Can't quite do it there. Casper Lope ahead. They're still leading this race by technicality, though Aiden's still yet to pit. Flexi in third, Scott in fourth, like we said earlier on. Still a long race. Now, I put money on Casper winning this race if he finishes this race.
So did I. I said at the beginning, and people could clip it. I'm not sure when I said it, whether it was the first, if it was a restart or the actual time we were waiting. I said Casper should win this race.
Oh yeah, well now what we're going to do is curse him terribly, but if that happens, he can blame us. Of course.
Yeah, he can. Flexi could blame us for what happened.
Yes,
but in the race that didn't happen.
Yes, and things haven't gone too well for us in terms of curses, but these two together, I'll tell you what, Casper gets mega launched out of this last corner. Scott Bugner currently down in fourth. Technically, like I said, net P3. He's not thinking about a move up into the last corner, is he? No, he's not. A little bit wide, though. But Flexi keeps himself on the island. Meanwhile, Jinx battling away there. Is that Hyper getting out of the way, I think? There is Hyper getting out of the way of 1 and 2 cars. I think he's lost the rear end and is just trying to get himself out of the way because he made a mistake somewhere. But those guys file themselves down in turn 1, almost 2-3 abreast. Up the inside goes Finley, up the inside of Matter. Matter has to hold the outside line. These guys are going to be very close in turn number 1. They have to get each other out of the way, and they do so quite well. Slenderman might try and have a little look on the outside of Hyper, but he's not too careful. A brave opportunity to try and go around the outside into turn 5, in fact. Gives him an old nudge up the rear end, and he'll trying to come through there. He's having to sit back a little bit up the inside, though, says Darragh. He'll say, thank you very much. A bit of an optimistic move right there, but gets the job done for him. Scott Bugner, is he close enough to make a move on Flexi down the straight? No, he's not. Too far back still, but yeah, things are cooled down right now, Jazz.
Well, I think they just got rid of our frustrations, and yeah, I think that's what it is at the moment. I think the ones who are still left in this race are probably clean at the moment, but I think there were still some people that caused a bit of trouble, and they will be looked at by the stewards. So if there has been some dirty driving from some people, they will be looked at. There's no place to hide in VSL, but we'll keep an eye on the lead once again. Hayden staying out. To be honest, I think staying out for Hayden's probably a good thing, because he's thinking that there could be a late safety car. Jinx gets past TL44. Finley gets past Matter again. But is Matter going to fight back? He does not. And it's very clean between the two. Even Matter had something nice to say about Finley in the last couple of races. Finley had a nice battle with his teammate in Bahrain last week. So it's great to see turn number 1, they go in towards turn 2 and 3. Maybe they can launch up the inside potentially, but we've got 11 laps to go of this Miami Grand Prix. Still lots of possibilities that could happen, and still a mixture of tyre strategies as well. Will the mediums get to the end? It should do. Let me have a look how long they're meant to last. I think it's 16 laps, is it, Liam?
Yeah, there is. Meanwhile, Matt coming back on this battle here, but let's see, is Matt going to go the outside line on Finley? And these two, like I said, little sparring partners right now, outside versus inside, and I think he's got the job done around the outside. This Finley wants to try and hold up the inside, but can't quite do it there. Darrell trying to go around the outside. It's going to be any contact. They're not careful, boys, and it has to kind of force the momentum, and he's got the long side, but he'll be brave to try and go the inside there, and he just about hold the outside. These two are going to have to back out because they're going to be, well, that's going to happen otherwise, and there's a pile-up, and that's going to, oh, there's absolute carnage again, and there's another pile-up there, and that was all unfortunately caused, I think, a little bit by, it wasn't really Finley, it was kind of going side by side. It was a 1 abreast corner, and unfortunately that's going to happen when you try and do that. Meanwhile, Aiden finally been relinquished from this race lead nearly, and so Aiden probably might be coming in the pit
Here
lane next couple of moments.
Flexi's in this as well.
Aiden's still side by side. Aiden's come back into this one, to be fair, up the inside. Meanwhile, looking, is he going to go for it? Is Scott Bugner? No, he can't quite do it, but he's forcing the momentum as they're up the front. These two still side by side. Look at this. As here is Flexty. There's Optimistic. Can he get the job done? He's side by side. They're almost going to make it 3 abreast. And they're almost pressing each other. Outside versus inside. They're going to be very close here. They're going to have to back out. They do have to back out there. As that got awfully close right there up inside all of a sudden. Here comes Scott Bugner to try and start the momentum. Can't quite do it, but he's hit him. He hit Flexi ever so slightly on my screen. And he's put it on the wall. They're side by side. They're always squeezing each other down the straight. Look at this neck and neck racing. And they're going to push each other all the way down the straight. And now they're sitting side by side as the break-in zone, but he's going too deep.
More contact.
He's caused absolute mayhem here. He's hit poor old Casper, who was doing so well. He's now hit the back of Jinx, and now he's going half spinning around himself. And Scott Butler from hero to absolute zero in the space of a few hundred yards.
Yes, bit of an issue, more issues at the moment, but here comes Scott Bugner again on Jinx.
They're bouncing on the straight. What is going on here, boys? Careful.
Banging wheels at the moment as they head towards the hairpin. Here comes Jinx taking a long way round. He gets it job done. Get on him.
Yeah, he gets the job done, but let's see. Scott Bugner's going to try and dive on back up the inside in turn one. If I was Jinx, I'd be going fully right. Right now, force him to go outside line because he will do is try and cut up the inside at the last moment, and he'll dive it if he can. Can't quite do it. As they break very late. Aiden still leads this race in this chaotic motor race, might I say. I don't know how he's still doing this, though. I don't know if it's for long. Oh, so close. It's Flexi trying to go around the outside. Can he do it there? It's going to be brave if he can. He's still there. They touch. And Aiden still just about in this race. Still holding up the inside again. Here comes Jinx again. Hits another car nearly there. And he's putting his car in places.
Change out the race. Safety car.
This race, safety car's deployed, and side by side there is Casper pulls alongside him and gives him a little bit of a wiggle. Last laps of this head car. This has been absolute carnage. I tell you what, and this soft tyres, Aiden's going to go on the soft here. He can go to the end.
Yeah, he can. He can. Dara's on the soft, yeah. That was good timing for Dara. And bring it on, I would say, for him. It's his first race with us, and he could get some decent points. And Hayden will go on the softs as well. But he's going to drop quite a bit back. We will have to wait and see. Again, this is turned to be another
drop through penalty, speeding under the safety car.
I spoke too soon, Liam. That's commentator's curse number 1.
To be fair, look, Jess, I think that might just been that's a little bit of a desync issue there down the back. So I think I'll let him off. I'll take your curse away from you. Now, Link stays out. That's interesting. Scott Bugner stays out. Casper in the pit lane. They're all coming in downwards. The top 3 low. Top guy staying out then. If anyone's on the hards, they'll stay out. So Scott Bugner stays out then. Aiden in the pit lane. He's going to really gain out of all this, isn't he? He's going to be loving life of this. He's going to come out, back out, and he's going to be your potential next race leader. He has got a chance to win this race. Dara's got a drive for penalty for speeding on the safety car. So yeah, that is as a telemetry glitch. So he's going to get disqualified, I reckon, in a minute. He's had to slow down to 0 miles an hour to get the delta back going, and there we go. So absolutely, no,
don't do that, Dara. Get the cut stop. There you go.
There we go.
Keep going. Slow down.
Yeah, he's good now.
Cool your tyres. Good.
This game's frustrating, man. Absolutely is. But
we're keeping going because we're professionals.
Aiden's, I'm going to keep going. Co-masters can say all they want to me after this one if they're listening to it. And fix your game. Is all I say. But Flexi in 4th, Casper in 5th, Tail in 6th. Then comes Matt and J-Luke, Hyper, Finley, Slender, Kieran, Cam, Dara in 14th at this race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's Shane, Tony, Iceman, Knighton, Harry, and Yoav out at the first lap of this race.
Yes, and Yoav and Harry didn't even make it past turn 1. So, but that's an issue with cold tyres. But I will check the positions again. With most people going on the softs, I don't know why Jinx or Scott Bugner haven't budged because they had plenty of softs to use. I'm a bit intrigued. They're going to get absolutely swamped. So, if that's the case, your net race leader could be Hayden, but he's got a penalty, so Flexi could be back in this.
Yeah, it could be, but you never say never with Scott Bugner. He reminds me of Kevin Magnussen a little bit. He's a very aggressive driver. He'll put up a battle wherever he can. We've seen it before. He ran into the back of Casper, so he might be into a penalty situation. In fact, it very much could be, but stewards will decide that one. But we'll see if anyone reports it. And of course, we had a lot of reports last week. I think up to 13, 14 of them. So there is reports. Drivers will be reported for incidents and punishments will be dealt swiftly. But I will say the only punishment I can give to this game is a slap on the wrist for the entire game for being broken a little bit this afternoon. Normally it's not. I haven't seen it this bad for a long time, Jazz.
Me neither. Usually it's been fine for me on PS5. Apart from... Well, the main bugs I had was on Friday. I had massive desync as well, but not as bad as Jinx and Dara. I think it was, or it was someone else. I think it was another McLaren.
A McLaren and a Ferrari, yeah, you were
yeah,
right.
Yeah. I didn't have it as bad as those two, luckily. I only suffered it for 2-3 corners. That was it. And that probably Miami is maybe not used to it potentially on this game compared to the other tracks, but again, we don't know. But next week, we need to check where we are next week. Actually, we are in Canada next week.
Continuing our American, well, my little American tour I like to do in North America, up to Canada, of course, the Circuit de Villeneuve. And I have lots of nice things to say about that. My favourite circuit, one of my two favourite circuits, Spa and Canada. Absolutely love watching them. Absolutely love driving them. Favourite race, favourite memory of a race was Canada 2011, of course. I think Jess will 100% agree on that one. Jenson Button winning on the last lap. I know Jess.
My favourite driver.
There we go. Favourite driver for that. My favourite driver is Fernando Alonso most of the time. Though Sebastian Vettel, it's kind of a mix. Vettel, Alonso and Raikkonen was my favourite three drivers. Those are my dying breeds. After Lego, I don't know. I'd be like MotoGP right now and you have no idea who to support.
Here's Jinx. He's going to do the restart then.
He's waiting. He's going to leave it as late as he can. He's done this before and he did it very well. He's going to force Bugner up to see if he can get him to make a mistake as the way they go. And up towards turn one. That's a good start for Jinx. Is Bugner going to go for it straight away at the first opportunity? Yes, he is. Up the inside. Has hit the car straight away. And now a bit of carnage. And off goes Flexi. Oh, these two are going to touch. And off the road. And they've hit each other there. And there's absolute carnage again in this race. And Aiden's off the road there. I think he's the one who hit the poor old car as well. So utter carnage. And now TL44's are going to be battling for the lead of this race. This has been absolutely carnage. It's been up and down this afternoon. Slenderman's having it. He's battling with Finley. Jigs has been sent to Narnia. He's right out of this race right now. He had an opportunity. He got spun around.
Another yellow flag. Oh my God. Dara.
Off the road up front though. TL is currently in third. Aiden though having a look up the inside. He's laying on the brakes. Meanwhile up the inside, Flexi's getting swamped right now by a few of them. And there's his outside line. And he's getting pushed back there. He's dropped the rear end. Up the inside goes another car. And there is Hyper trying to go on the outside though. That's brave. That's very brave. And that's not going to work, Flexi. You're going to get put in the wall if you're not careful because that's a tight corner. They somehow survive it though. So fair enough to them. They survived that one. A very difficult corner.
Here comes Hyper on. J-Luke, wait, hold on. J-Luke's in fifth.
Yeah,
J-Luke's coming to this. Earlier.
Meanwhile, look at these guys, and there's more contact, and here it is. Here comes Matter then, trying to come through. TL44 now causing a little bit of bunch up here, and Scott Bogner is leading this race. Scott Bogner could win this race on circuit. This has been a chaotic, dramatic, controversial race. It began in controversy, it very much might end in controversy. Here's Flexi trying to go around the outside, up the inside into turn number 2 and 3. He'll get the job done. Dara has got a 5-second time, but if it's speeding the pit lane.
And he's out.
From this race, we're now down to 13 runners. One more, and with everyone who's finished this race will win the points in this race. Scott Bugner, though, he's got to do is keep the car on the island and hold on for dear life, and he'll win this race. And so far, he's doing good. He's doing what he needs to do right now to win on circuit. Whether he'll win or not, different question. Here comes Matt up, as he got an opportunity to try and get past Matt to get past TL44. He's been a bit aggressive as well. A lot of these drivers very punchy. But punchy's fine, but you want to be punchy, but not really throwing each other off the road, talking off the road. Slenderman, he's gone off the road, and that's been contact with Kieran. Kieran, no, led him straight through then, so spots between those two, and your championship leader not having the championship afternoon he wants to do. Got Bugner though, he's really got the bit between his teeth. He's pulling away as these guys keep battling. They're holding each other up for dear life.
Yeah, I think I've seen that in a race in USA where there was two teammates fighting with each other. Oh, we got someone fighting there. It's Jay. Oh, they make a bit of contact. There's more contact. Oh my God, it's probably going to end in a bit more controversy at the moment. But Hayden up the inside and Matt's up to 4th place. DRS is activated then. For that 26 out of 29, Scott Bugner still leads. Matt could get Hayden up into turn 1, but to no avail. Cam and Finley are fighting again. Casper's fighting back as well. Don't forget Casper's got no penalties though, so that'll be good. Casper's getting a good run towards turn 3. Here he comes on the exit. Going to try and get past Cam, maybe? No, he thinks better of it.
Yeah, he thinks better of it up front. Oh, there's Kieran and James having a bit of a battle there. Kieran had a massive swap at that. And I thought for a second that was almost going to be a monumental takeout. But they survived, just about. Meanwhile, here comes J-Luke. Is he going to go outside or inside? Which way is he going to go? He's going to go the outside line then. Good stuff then. He'll try and get up the inside for the next corner. Late braking. And what TL44 is going to do is force him wide as he can. Meanwhile, talking of going wide, as these guys all battling away as off the road. There's going to be a pile up here. And indeed, there is again. And there's more drama. And there's Aiden out of this race, I think, as well. He's retired the car. And there's another one. Now down to 12 runners in this afternoon's race. And these drivers are going to need a bit of a speaking, I reckon, after this one. There's been absolute carnage. Now, some of it's been not their fault. Some of it's just been a little bit of ups and down racing. Everyone who finishes will score points as long, remember, as they finish this race. So as long as you finish, you're getting some points on offer.
Yeah, that is the important thing. I think with any Miami race, it's about survival really at the end of the day, isn't it? I think I've seen in most Miami races, most people do not finish. But I'm trying to remember, as Matt is in the pit.
He's got damage.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, has he got damage? Yeah, got damage. He's got on your nose, so there we go. Meanwhile, battling here is Flexi getting past J-Luke. These two, of course, switched and swapped earlier on. And Bugner still leads this race very much. Has been in the wars a few times in this race. And it's been up, it's been down. And this has been an afternoon of drama, hasn't it, Jess? And, well, luckily for us, it seems that the game's decided it doesn't want to cause any more drama for my lack of hair I'm slowly getting from this game.
Well, if you're careful, you're going to lose all of it, Liam.
It might happen eventually. Meanwhile, is Flexi going to have a look on TL44? No, he's not. We're running out of laps. If these guys want to overtake and get Scott Bugner, they're running out of laps. They're running out of time. Meanwhile, Jinx, they're battling away with Kieran. Kibbo off the road down there, and he's not made the corner yet again. So Kieran, he's just having some fun right now with Jinx, and why not? You're just battling away, and might as well have a bit of fun right down the back. Meanwhile, up front, talking of battles, 9/10 the gap right now between the top two.
Yeah, it is quite close between the top two at the moment, but I have to say, Scott Butler's doing a great job on these hards. I am very impressed with Scott Butler's pace today. It's Cam. Is Cam going to get past Casper maybe on the run towards the final corner? You've got to lead the space, Cam. You've got to lead the space. And he's got less CRS as well. Very tight on the exit into turn 1. Yellow flag. Someone's gone off. That's the McLaren, Liam.
Yeah, TL44, he's dropped it somewhere at turn 1. Must be careful as these two come straight up on him. And they're going to go around the outside. Oh, he's been a little bit of come right there in the middle of the corner. And poor old Kieran almost just lost the will to live right there. He almost just saw death in his eyes right there. As all of a sudden there was a McLaren up the inside. The Ferrari's going to dive back up the inside again to continue those two little squabble around. And these two are going to touch it. Oh, well, I'm afraid Jigs is going to have to take a much blame of that one. And now down to 11 runners in this race.
I think he'll be punished severely, I think, today.
J-Luke on the outside as he goes battle with Kieran and with Flexi. And Flexi's going to try right around the outside. And let's see if he can still have the inside line. He will do, and that's brave stuff. He got the job done. They do touch a little bit on the exit of the corner, but not enough to do each other enough damage in this one. But in the race, has been topsy-turvy. Flexi still on course here for a good result. 5 stops, some of these drivers. 5 stops. This has been incredible, the amount of stops we've seen. We are down to 11 runners. Half the field gone. And just half the field remain. And we might still see more drama in this, Jess.
Oh, I hope not. I really do hope not, Liam, because we've had so much drama. It kind of reminds me of Abu Dhabi, for Christ's sake. So let's hope we don't get any more, as you can see Jinx binned it and towards the start of sector 3. Scott Bugner's pulling away from Flexi, so one of the soft tyres are going to be starting to degrade a little bit. So 2.5 seconds of the gap between himself and Flexi, but J-Luke is catching. Could be on for his best result of the season. And don't forget, he's only in reserve. Casper and Hyper on the inside. Very tight on the exit.
Slender down to 10.
Okay, Slenderman's out this race. What? I think he dropped it by him. Oh, no, there was Cam near him as well.
Not had contact. He might have had contact there. So Slenderman out of this race. We're now down to, like I said, 10 runners. Absolutely shocking. I've not seen this for a while. Meanwhile, up the inside goes the Red Bull, and there is Casper. He's not on the circuit anymore. Tracks this way, Sunshine. Now he gets back going, and I do apologise if I see him a little bit rusted and a little bit frustrated. I very much am. Meanwhile, still got battles going on at the end of this race. Got Bugner. He's got one corner to go, probably 3, but he's got one main opportunity. It's the braking zone down here. Is J-Luke going to try and make a little dive then on the last lap of this race? Let's see. He's closing. Is he going to think of it? He's going to think outside line. He's going to try the old cutback up front, though. Scott Bugner for the last corner. He'll take the victory here under a provision of no penalty. J-Luke's dropped it somewhere. As Flexi in second, Hyper in third, J-Luke in fourth, Casper in fifth, Finley, Kieran, TL. Then we've got Cam and Matter. A lot of that is going to be under the steward's eye, though, I reckon.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be provisional, I must say. Way provisional at the moment. I think the results could change quite significantly. We may see some race bans, Liam, after tonight. We're coming down hard.
I don't want to say race bans, but we'll see. Stewards will have a look. I don't want to say. We'll see what the stewards say, but it's been ups, it's been downs, it's been so many drama. This has been a very clumsy little race, but Scott Bugner wins it on circuit. No, like I said, he was one of those drivers that did have a lot of incidents as well, so we'll see what happens. I mean, who knows who's going to win this race? Stewards are going to be looking at this one long into the next couple of days.
Yes, I think, imagine the amount of incidents we had last week. Times that by, I don't know, 10? No, not even that. Times it by 3. Triple that, I was guessing, tonight. And it looked like Tier 2 had their fair share of trouble as well tonight. So the stewards are going to be in a long few days, I agree. But we'll go through your results. Scott Bugner wins from Flexi in second. Then we got Hyper, J-Luke, Casper, Finley, TL44, Kieran, Cam, Matter, Slenderman and Jinx are your top 12. Does Jinx get classified and Slenderman? I don't know.
Technically, but they did DNF, so I mean, that's up to the stewards.
Yeah, that's up to the stewards, yeah. But your actual times, let's say it on the game, are Hayden, Dara, Shane, Tony, Iceman, Pete, Harry B and Yarham. I do usually have words to say about this race, but I think because it's late and how disappointed we are with the standards, we are going to end the stream there. We're going to be in Canada next week. Please, guys, if you're watching this and if you're in any of the tiers, please improve your standards for next week. I'm gutted with what I saw tonight, to be honest. It could have been a lot better. Please improve your standards for next week, otherwise severe consequences. There is going to be severe consequences anyway for some drivers. But yeah, I am very disappointed with the standards tonight. But sorry to end it on a sour note, but we are going to end the stream there. Thank you for watching. See you next week for the Canadian Grand Prix. Hopefully a lot better. It was good last season, so hopefully we'll have a good race this season as well. So we're going to go before we rant too much. And see you soon. Bye bye.